every time I think I'm done for the day, another trade comes through. The Los Angeles Lakers are trading Dalton Connect, Cam Reddish, and a 2031 unprotected first round pick and a 2030 pick swap with the Charlotte Hornets in exchange for Mark Williams. When I initially saw this trade, I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Rob Pelinka has turned into the Undertaker. The moment we all thought, hey man, Rob Pelinka is done. Like the Lakers' future is out. They just a mess. Rob Pelinka done screwed this whole thing up. This man went and got Luka Doncic. This man went and got Mark Williams. How old is Mark Williams? Mark Williams is like a 21-year-old, 22-year-old center, 7'2" guy who, when he's been healthy this season, he's been dominant. He's had some dominant stretches. I mean dominant. I think we use that word a little too loosely these days. No, he has been dominant. That 1 week or so, I forget the stretch. Hey, Mark Williams looked like a man amongst boys. But when I first seen this trade, I glanced over the 2031 unprotected pick. I ain't gonna lie. All I saw was 2030 pick swap, Mark Williams, Dalton Connect, Cam Reddish. And I say, oh shit. How the hell they just get? That's how they got Mark Williams. Everybody on my timeline was like, yo, why would the Hornets trade Mark Williams? They traded Mark Williams because that 2031 unprotected first round pick, even with Luka in the fold, the NBA is so uncertain from year to year, from month to month. There is no telling what the Lakers will look like in 2030. And I mean, in 2031, 6 years from now. 6 years from now in the NBA is a long time. A long time. 6 days ago, the NBA looked drastically different. 6 days ago, Luka Doncic was a Dallas Maverick who had just went to the NBA Finals and everything was different, right? 6 days ago, Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat was clashing, and there was no circumstance where the Warriors would get him because he only was going to go to Phoenix, and that was the only team that was going to give him extension. 6 days ago, the entire NBA landscape looked way different. So, let alone 6 years. That's why the Hornets traded Mark Williams. As much as they like Mark Williams, as good as he was in those stretches that I'm referring to, Mark Williams has been like the rest of the Charlotte Hornets. He's been up and he's been down. The ups has been when he's been on the floor. The downs is the injuries, like LaMelo, like Brandon Miller now this year. Unfortunately, he's out for the remainder of the year. LaMelo Ball is dealing with an ankle injury. The Hornets are a mini Pelicans where they have some intriguing things and they have some nice pieces, but they just cannot stay healthy. And then prior to this health crisis that they're dealing with, all of their picks was getting into shit. You got guys getting DUIs, guys driving fast, guys got cocaine possession, guys got domestic violence stuff, guys are doing all type of stuff in Charlotte, right? They settled that down, it looked like. And now the picks that they're hitting on, Melo, Miller, and Mark Wood, they just can't stay healthy. So if you can trade a guy who has only shown flashes, which is Mark Williams, he's just shown flashes, and you can get a 2031 unprotected first round pick 6 years from now, you probably can't pass up on that asset. So I don't blame the Charlotte Hornets for making this deal. I don't think anything in the Hornets franchise right now is concrete outside of Brandon Miller. As much as I even like LaMelo Ball and love LaMelo Ball, I think that pretty soon we're going to start to hear those rumblings in the rumor mill about what the Hornets are going to do with LaMelo Ball, because he's, again, one of those superstar players that's going to attract a big market, and teams are going to want his talent on a competent roster and with some structure, because the way LaMelo Ball has played, especially this year, he is the real deal. Again, he just has to stay healthy, and he has to have a roster around him that can do something besides win 31 games at a max level. So, yeah, I am blown away. A lot of these trades that we've been seeing have gained some traction. There's been some type of connection. There's been some type of rumor or rumblings. This particular trade, kind of, again, like the Luka trade, has come out of nowhere. The Lakers are doing a thing. We're keeping things on the wrap. They're not having any leaks right now. They went and got the big man. I was very concerned on who it was going to be. Right? Was it going to be Vooch? Was it going to be Robert Williams? Was it going to be Nick Claxton? They went out and got a name that I had not heard anything about on the market. Anything. And they traded Dalton Connect. I did tee it up my podcast today, which will be coming out tomorrow. I talked about Dalton Connect in the future with Luka. Now I feel silly. All I talked about was, hey, I know Dalton Connect has been a solid rookie. He's been, showed some flashes. There's some things to like and whatnot. I felt like his value went up as a prospect playing next to Luka Doncic. Luka just generates so many perimeter shots for his teammates. He makes everyone a little bit better because he creates more open shots. And a guy like Dalton Connect, I thought could be able to take advantage of it. But the fact that they were able to flip him, Reddish, and it's 2031 and get Mark Williams, I mean, the Lakers are really, they're, I'm confused, right? Like, I like what the Lakers are doing. Don't get me wrong. I like what the Lakers are doing. Um, but I don't know. I thought that there was going to be a little bit more patience with this 2031 pick, and I thought that there was an avenue for them to kind of get creative, because I saw what the Phoenix Suns did with their pick, and they took a quality pick, a pick that was extremely valuable and had a lot of qualityness to it, and they were able to flip it to the Jazz for some lower quality picks, but there was a surplus of them. And what that did was that allowed them some freedom, and it kind of removed the stipend rule, right? Because as long as you have the stipend rule, you can't trade back to back picks. But if you flip one pick for three picks and you fill in those odd years, you now unlock all of your pick assets. And I thought the Lakers maybe would have taken a page out of that book, where it's like, okay, who is a team that has a lot of picks and who would value this pick? And is there a world where we can get 4 or 5 lower value picks that would fill in 2025, 2027, 2029, you know what I mean, and unlock our full range of picks, because the Lakers have all even picks, 26, 28, 30. So I was looking for them to be creative in that world, in that realm. And if you unlock that, now you can take 2 picks here and attach it to this, or 3 picks here and attach it to that, and get real flexible and move around. Because when you have Luka Doncic, you don't have to do too much, right? You can take your time. You can be patient. Luka can take a little and make a lot, and you don't really have to cut corners. But now the Lakers, they don't have any tradable first round picks anytime soon. That was it. They now have to kind of stand pat with 26, 28, 30, and 32. They can't even trade 32. So for the next 1, 2, 3, the next 4 years, or 4 first round picks that they have, they will not be able to trade. Not even 4 years. You have the 2025 draft. They don't have a pick. They have a second round pick. You have the 2026 pick you can't trade. They don't have a 2027. You can't trade 2028. They don't have 2029. You can't trade 2030. They don't have a 2020. They don't have a 2031, and you can't trade 2032. So for the next 8 years, the Lakers do not have a tradable first round pick. The only way they'll be able to get a tradable first round pick is if they have a player that they trade, and nobody on this roster outside of LeBron James is going to command a return that will give you draft capital. So Luka Doncic, LeBron James, Austin Reeves. Oh, they could trade Austin Reeves. I don't think they're going to do that anytime soon. But Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Mark Williams, Dorian Finney-Smith. Hey, become best buddies, man. Y'all better lock in. The Lakers better, they better have had a conversation with LeBron and know he's going to be there long term, because man. And on the flip side for the Hornets, this is interesting. But the funny thing about the Hornets is they're not a good team. They'll be right back in the lottery, and they may be able to get another big man out of Duke, right? Kamen Malach, from Duke, he has been outstanding. He'll be another big man that'll be out there if they don't land the number 1 overall pick, or if they don't fall in the top 3, Charlotte, they'll have a chance to get another big man. It is interesting, though, if they are a team that does land the number 1 overall pick. I kind of like where they were going to be headed, right? LaMelo, Miller, Cooper Flagg, Mark Williams. I kind of was kind of digging that trajectory, or that little core. But now it would just be LaMelo, Miller, Cooper Flagg. Still not bad. Still not bad at all. But yeah, they got rid of both centers, Nick Richards and Mark Williams. So they're going to probably tank the rest of the year, full on tank. They've already been tanking, but yeah, not even any Mark Williams moments or flashes for them. They're going all in on potentially being one of the worst teams in the NBA from a record perspective. And if they follow or finish with the top three worst record, they'll have a chance to get that number one overall pick. Yeah, that opportunity that I feel like they maybe felt like they couldn't pass on. Kind of like the Lakers with the Luka Doncic situation. The Lakers come calling with that 2031 pick. You have a guy, Mark Williams, who you like. You know, you like Mark Williams, but you can't convince yourself that you love Mark Williams to the point where you can't take a swing or you can't go get one of the most valuable assets in NBA, circles, which is that 2031 Lakers pick. Because again, even with Luka being on the roster, there's just no telling what the Lakers will look like 6 years from now. There's already been reports that people feel like, and obviously it's so early to say. He hasn't even played a game with the Lakers. But a lot of people feel like Luka may not even be interested in re-upping with the Lakers. Like, he could leave LA. You know what I mean? There is this thing where Luka is not a bright lights, big city type guy. You know what I mean? You see Jokic over there and in Denver just chilling, being laid back. Luka had no problem doing that over there in Dallas. And a lot of people are like, hey, will LA be what he is up for? So we'll see. But again, 6 years from now, no telling what the NBA will look like. The NBA looked drastically different 6 days ago. It looked different 6 hours ago. So there's no telling what it will look like 6 years from now. You get a Dalton Connect, a shooter, scorer, whatever. But again, I just don't think Dalton Connect is extremely valuable for the Hornets. He's the type of player that I feel like they could get any and every year until they're going to be in a playoff type situation. So we'll see. We'll see how this Laker team looks Saturday. I'm excited for that Pacers game, especially if Mark Williams is going to be making his debut with Luka. The Lakers are rolling. They making moves. This is again shocking, right? Like 2031, that was it. You now are kind of locked into this team, and I'm in awe. I'm in awe. I like the team. Do not get me wrong. I like what the Lakers are doing. Yeah, I like it. I'm just kind of like in shock a little bit that that's it for them. As far as tradable first round pick, that's it for the next 8 years. Unless there's something I don't know, unless I'm missing something, unless I'm miscalculating something. And let me refresh this one more time. I want to make sure I don't miss no report that's saying, oh, no, we got it wrong. They're not including 2031. Before we wrap up this video, let's just positively, absolutely make sure that the 2031, Lakers sending a clear message, trading their rookie connecting their first round pick. They're trying to win right now with LeBron and Luka. The Lakers projected starting five: Luka, Reeves, Rui, LeBron, Mark Williams. There is no way Dorian Finney-Smith don't start. Come on now. Let's redo this. Luka, Reeves, Doe, Bron, Mark Williams. Rui Hachimura, you are a sixth man. Bobby Marks, he says the Hornets have nicely built their first round picks in future years. They own first round picks in the next 7 years. They have a top 14 protected first from Miami in 2027, unprotected in 2028. They have a top 2 protected pick from Dallas in 2027. They have rights to swap first with the Lakers in 2030. And they have an unprotected first from the Lakers in 2031, plus their own draft pick. So, yes, the Hornets are cooking with their assets. And again, I understand for Charlotte fans, at some point you want to start winning and building a team that isn't tanking and caring about stock in the asset profile. But one thing I will say that I'm learning from Sam Presti in the Thunder is no matter how you feel, where you are as a team, no matter even how you feel about draft picks, the rest of the NBA values draft picks. So if you don't even care about draft picks, you should still hoard and try to get as many draft picks because the rest of the NBA cares. That's the point. That's the point. Forget how you feel about talent and developing and drafting. All of that is cool. But as long as the rest of the NBA overly values draft picks, you need to maintain an asset pool where you have a few draft picks at all times that you can dispose. At this point, I'm even seeing seconds fly everywhere. 3 seconds here, 2 seconds there. Teams should start to really value these things because it's right now it's turning into a pick galore. That's one thing you can sell your fan base. Hey, we just traded this guy and we just traded that guy, but we got picks. We got picks. Don't worry. We got picks. We got picks. We got picks. So I'm liking this for Charlotte. I'm liking it for the Lakers. Hey, I'm just kind of surprised. This trade opens up a roster spot for the Lakers. They are 3.8 million below the second apron. So maybe there'll also be a team to look out for on the buyout market to continue to fill out this team. If I was a buyout candidate or if I was about to get bought out, we just talked about Bruce Brown, the Pelicans. Is that a name to watch for? Ben Simmons. There's a lot of Torrey Craig. There's a lot of names that are going to be on the buyout market that the Lakers could potentially fill out the rest of this roster through that avenue. So make sure you stay locked in to Pee Wee the Plug. Again, any trade, anything going down, this is the place you want to be. We're locked in all trade deadline long. I will see y'all for the next trade. I'm out. Peace.